set this up exactly. This is the first time doing this. Something like that should work. I don't know how to do this. I think like please. Okay, I think that should work. Wait, why is my thing showing a black screen? What is going on with this thing? I'm having so many problems already. I don't know what is going on. Oh, it's just way too sensitive. Oh, so I can't control that. Okay, never mind. Okay, you can tell this is my first time doing this, people. You just bear with me while I try to set this up. I haven't done this before. Okay, I think if I do that... Alright, hold on. Okay, you know what? We'll just make this work. I don't know how else to do this. We'll make it work. Yeah, just kind of doing this just to kind of, well, Cameron basically suggested, hey, do a stream at some point. Like, you really need to try that. So that's what I'm going to do because Cameron is God, apparently. So I decided, you know, not only am I going to test this out, but, maybe why not review some stuff that I have not shown yet. And, if I do a live stream, I can basically show way more than I could in a normal video. So, this is not really like any particular ones that I'm doing right now. I'm just gonna look around my room and look at other things I haven't shown and just kind of go from there. It's just kind of pretty much all improv, essentially. But yeah, I have a lot that I plan on probably showing because I know there's a bunch of really interesting stuff I haven't shown yet. Now we'll probably be doing a bunch of different things like toys or puppets or CDs or VHSs, like whatever I plan on really thinking about showing, we'll probably do in here. So with all that said, I think we should go ahead and get started. So I think the first thing we should probably start off with is the thing in the thumbnail. So how about we start off the review with this thing. You all should know what this is. It's the bear in the box. I got this on eBay. I actually got another one around the same time, and I sold that to someone. But basically, yeah, there's not much to it. It does have Ambi toys at the bottom right there. Yeah, I really need to figure out how to use the zoom on this thing, but basically, yeah, there's not much to it. You just push the button and yep, just like that. And you just click it down, and basically that's literally all you do, is you just push the button and it comes out. Just like that. But yeah, there's not much to it. It's kind of overrated, but also underrated at the same time, honestly, but it is very cool. I didn't have many LNL toys, or LN toys, and honestly, this is probably one of the most iconic ones. It's literally the very first toy of the entire series, so it makes sense to have it. But yeah. But that's basically that. Let me see here. Oh, good for you. I'm glad that your birthday is gonna be coming up soon. Can you play us? Okay, I don't think I'm gonna do stuff like that. Rarest toy? I'm not actually sure what my rarest would be, honestly. That's kind of yeah, I'm not sure, because there's a bunch of stuff that I have, but they're also not as rare, but who knows? I'm not sure. So honestly, I'm not sure how I would answer that, because I honestly don't know. I have a bunch of rare stuff. But yeah, that was the bear in the box. We'll go ahead and put it away. Alright, next thing. What should I review next? Let me look around my room. Because there's some stuff, like, it's hard to keep track what stuff I've already shown and what things I haven't. So, let's see. How about, you know what? Let's do this next. Um, this one's not too interesting, but we might as well show them anyway. So let's do another language nursery toy, because why not? Except this is from 2004. Let's do the Tolo musical clock next, because why not? Oh, geez, that's way too zoomed in. Crap. Sorry about that, people. Just an unexpected jump scare. But yeah, this also came from eBay. It's kind of surprising because usually, at least from when I try searching for it, this like never comes up in America. You'll pretty much only find it like in the UK or other countries when I tried to look for it. But eventually it showed up. It was like 20 total, and I just bought it because I'm like, you know what? I've been wanting to get this thing for a while, so why not? But yeah, it is Tolo. You can tell by that right there. Maybe. I don't know why my camera has to have bad quality. I don't know if it's because of the lighting or something, but yeah, it is Tolo, and yeah. Uh, that thing, you have a little ratchet in that side, and then this one has a little bell. I don't know if... Okay, I think you all can hear that. I'm not sure, but there is a bell in there. And yeah, all you do is you just wind it up, and it plays Hickory Dickory Dock. Just like that. Um, this thing kind of sometimes doesn't work too well. Like it'll be wound up really well, but it'll just randomly stop. But if I like screw it or like wind it up just a little bit more, then it'll keep going. So I'm not sure. It took a while for me to get the clip for my clip catalog to make it actually run for more than 30 seconds, because that's kind of when it would cut off. But eventually I did get it. Um, but yeah, it is a cool one, I will admit. Um, I'm surprised. Honestly, this seems like something that they would still make to this day, which is, yeah, okay, yeah, see, this is what it would do. But like, if I do that, it'll keep going. So I don't know, but yeah. Uh, childhood teacher has the owl clock. Oh, that's good for you, I guess. Um, I mean, I think that thing's still being made to this day, I think, so I probably doesn't surprise me, considering how common that might be. Um, Also, this thing has like a weird. This thing actually makes a weird ticking sound in the background. I thought that was just something wrong with mine, but Cameron showed me a video of his doing the same thing, so I guess that's just something I wasn't prepared for, of it, like, knowing what it does. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but it's kind of weird. Alright, I think that's enough with that. But yeah, if I, like, twist it just a little bit, it can still keep going for a while, but I think we've seen enough of it, so we'll go ahead and put it up. Overall, it's kind of like a lot of people have it, but it rarely shows up now, which is kind of weird. Um, but yeah, still kind of a cool one, I will admit. Okay, next up, let's do this thing, even though it's technically not BE. Um, but it also kind of is at the same time, a little bit. Um, this thing you will be seeing in an upcoming video at some point. Hint, hint. It is the Hide Inside, which is actually from Ripoffs. But it's basically the Not Infant Sensory Cube, basically. Um, but it does appear in Ripoffs. It appears in Spanish Well Juanito and what was it called? I think Juno's Wonderful Day, I think, or something like that. But yeah, this did come with the original box. I got another one. Well, actually, I got this one after, but my original one that I got that was missing a piece, I sold to Cameron, and now he has my original one. But yeah, this one does come with the box. I know there's a couple different designs, but we have this design, and as you can see, it's by Discovery Toys. Hopefully, if you can read it, I don't know. But yeah, we got a couple different things on the sides. This is from 1993, which is interesting. Um, I wonder if that plays into why the Sensory Cube got discontinued, because Patak got sued by Discovery Toys. Although I don't think that's actually true. But yeah, here is the cube, which is surprisingly in actually very good shape. Like, my other one was, like, very weirdly bent and, like, not really cube-like, but this one actually is. Like, I was quite surprised to see that. Like, this thing is almost perfectly symmetrical besides for this side, but, if I, like, tape this little pocket, then, yeah, it's basically like a perfect cube. But, yeah, and then, on the tag, obviously it says Discovery Toys. You probably have seen this. I know a couple people have it, like Nathan and Bowie and all them. And then we have our pieces on the insides. We have 6 of them, which luckily this one does come with all of them, unlike my other one. Uh, but yeah, this comes with 6 pieces. Um, we'll go over those after we look more at the box. So you can see we have a little pattern right there with 4 of the 6 shapes. We have the rabbit, duck, fish, and heart. And then this pocket is, I have it taped to try to keep it symmetrical, but it's like a little hole where you can like reach inside and grab something and pull it out. Actually, hold on. I don't want to ruin the tape, so like, yeah, like that. And then nothing much on the back except for Discovery Toys again. And then this is just a pocket just to put stuff in, pretty much. Um, do I have any? Actually, I do, but she just walked out of my room. I have a cat, but she just walked out. But if you want to see her, go watch Cameron's Baby Shakespeare remake. She's in that video. Uh, but yes, so let's go over the 6 pieces now. So obviously we just saw 4 of them by this. So we have the rabbit. This one was missing from my other one. It just came with like 2 weird pigs that came from like some 3 Little Pig set, which I couldn't find much info on. I gave those to Cameron as well. But luckily this one does have the rabbit. It's a rattle. Yeah, and you just literally just put the pieces inside. Uh, then we have the deck. Oh, that must have been from one of the other pieces then. But this one does squeak. It has a squeaker inside. So it's basically like Terry Ducky, but slightly different. And then the fish. This one has a little bit of a crinkle to it. Some of my other pieces, I know one of the other pieces, it was the moon, had like my other one I gave to Cameron didn't have much of a crinkle in them. They were just plush, but these ones are actually. So here's the moon. And yeah, it does crinkle. You just do that. Flower, it's got another rattle. Just throw it in. And then finally we have heart, which is the only piece that, well, one of the only 2 pieces that have ever been found of the actual sensory cube, along with that, other, green and blue thing. I don't know. But, this one's also a rattle, which is not too surprising. But that's basically that. There's not much else to it. The bottom's just plain green. And, yeah, kind of a cool toy. Expect to see it in a video soon. It is currently halfway done, but we still won't be releasing it for another few months. Because obviously we have to wait for the actual day to come up. But don't worry, production's going pretty well with it. What's your favorite BE video? Um, that's kind of a difficult question. It's like a tie between Van Gogh and probably Beethoven, I think. Because like Van Gogh, like just itself, is probably like the community's biggest favorite, honestly. Um, so I think it's just really well done, honestly. That is a very good video. They really put a lot of work into it. But yeah, it's like either that or Beethoven, which honestly, even though it may not be too great considering it was Julie's last video, I grew up, that was basically like the video I grew up with the most when I was young, so it really stuck to me, or stuck with me because of that. Um, but yeah, so it's kind of like a tie between them. It's really hard to decide, but yeah, it would have to be either Van Gogh or Beethoven, honestly. Mine's the same as Cameron's. Nice. Okay, next thing, I might have to move some stuff to get to. This is something I have not, well, I'm trying to do everything I haven't reviewed yet, but, yeah, this thing I'm surprised I haven't reviewed, sooner, because, how interesting it is. Um, Let me carefully get it down. Oh, jeez. Okay. Alright, I got it. It is none other than the Little Tykes train and the Lena Lion finger puppet as well. So I got both of these on eBay. Well, here, let me take this off real quick. But, so there's the train, except it's way too zoomed in. I wish I could. I tried to set this up with the other orientation, but YouTube wouldn't let me for some reason, so I have to just stick to this now for some reason. If it was the other way, this probably would be way better, but unfortunately, yeah, YouTube won't let me, so unfortunately, it looks bad like this, but whatever. But yeah, I got this on eBay. It took me a while to try to find one that was complete, because I know there were like just some of the pieces by themselves, or they'd be the entire thing, but they'd be like missing a character or something. So finally, I found this one. It was like 25, and yeah, it is complete. I didn't have to pay for any of the other pieces, which is good. We'll do them all one by one. So first up, we have the actual front of the train. Kind of cool. We got the Little Tykes logo because, of course, obviously it's Little Tykes, and we have the conductor, which does come out. These do take batteries, but they only program sounds like this thing. You could press it down, and when they press it down with the characters, they play a sound, but since I have no need for that, there are no batteries in it, but all you would hear is basically just a train whistle when you press down on the conductor. I'm not sure what this is for. I think I remember if you put the batteries in, there's like a light that comes out of this or something, but I haven't tested that in a while, so I don't know. And then there's the other side. Unfortunately, there's some missing paint right there on the little wheel, but I could probably just paint over that. And honestly, considering that I paid $25 for everything, that's still, even if there is that, it's still a very good deal. And here's the other way. Obviously, you'll have to twist the characters around, because if you try to mirror the image, then the logos are going to be completely backwards. Um, so there's that, and then we have the middle piece with the 3 animals. I'm going to take off. These ones also click down when you press them. They also make animal sounds, but again, I don't have the batteries in them. But we have the little cartoon illustrations of them. So we got the monkey, the tiger, and the elephant. Things are really dusty. I haven't taken these things down in a while. Jeez. Yeah. It does have pictures on both sides. I know some of them are only on one side, I'm pretty sure. That was kind of a hard thing to look, because I noticed that some of them are missing things. Like this would have like only one side of the pictures, or the caboose would only have the zoo on one thing. So it really took me a while to try to find one that had everything on both sides. Because I wanted to make this as accurate as I could to the original. And if you have the clips, then yeah, you'll know that I basically did pretty well. And then we have the 3 animals. So obviously we have the monkey right there. These did appear in Tubi Baby as well. They may have also appeared in other videos, but I don't know. But yeah, we got the monkey with the little banana. It's missing some paint, but it's fine. Probably wouldn't notice. We got the tiger. This one is obviously in the opening scene as well, with all the other previously unfound stuff, like the monkey and the pirate parrot puppet. Which honestly, I was definitely not expecting those, and it's funny, when Ko found that, we were literally, it was me, him, and Cameron all in the same call, and he was literally just looking through Manhattan stuff on Worth Point, and then literally found that, and we all completely flipped out. Like, it was crazy. Like, none of us were prepared for that. Like, it was, yeah, definitely a highlight of that year. And then, yeah, these can just lock in, because that just slides down into that. And then the last piece is, of course, the caboose. You may be wondering why I have blue tape on it. Well, ask Julie, because, yeah, I'm not sure why they covered it with blue tape, but, yeah, I did the same thing. So, actually, I'm not going to completely undo it. You can still see the zoo slightly right there, but, yeah, I just put blue tape over it just to make it identical to World Animals. Why it was covered in the first place, I have no idea. Maybe because in the booklets of the Doolittles they said, we have chosen not to depict animals in zoos or circuses, so I guess they really, yeah, I guess they really hated zoos. So they just covered it, and luckily it has it on both sides. Most of them I saw only had it on one. Um, so yeah, I got real lucky. But yeah, this one does not have any batteries. Ignore that. I put that in there, but I don't know because they literally like if I don't think this if they covered this, then why did they keep the little Tykes logo? Because that's still there in the original. So I don't think they would. I don't know why they would do this, but not that, unless it was to fight against zoos or something. And it wouldn't have been because if they mirror the clip, it would have looked weird. Because like we showed, you can do it the other way, and it'll still be there. Like you can still read zoo right there on both sides. So yeah, I don't know. It wouldn't be because they mirrored the footage. Because also otherwise the figures would also look weird too. They wouldn't be in the same positions. Um, so yeah, I don't think it's because of that. Because if otherwise they would have covered little Tykes as well. So I'm not sure. But do you have the finger? What? Yeah, I just showed that like 2 minutes ago. It's right here. I got this separated from a finger puppet lot actually. I was looking at like Manhattan toy finger puppet and I found this in a lot, and so I contacted the seller basically saying, "Hey, would you be willing to separate this for me?" And they're like, "Sure. How much do you want for it?" And I'm like, "I'll pay 10 for it." And they're like, "All right." I made a reserve listing and I bought it. So yeah, so I do have that, and yeah, for a while it took me a while to figure out how to fit it in there because obviously if you just place it in there just normally it's just gonna flop over like that. But then, um, within the first day that I had this, I figured out a solution that I could do. Um, so remember that piece I told you to ignore 30 seconds ago or something? This is actually just a little perler bead square that I just fit in there. And the idea is, if you look on the inside of the lolly or of the finger follies, there is a little rubber band right here for some reason. See that little band right there? So the idea is if I put this right there, I could put a toothpick right in the middle right there, and then have this slide through that little hole or that little band right there. So now you have it standing just like that. And it's now standing up perfectly in position. So now when I go to film the clip, um, I took my string off, unfortunately, so this isn't gonna look good, but then again, don't use this for clips anyway, especially considering YouTube downgraded the quality, but so if I do this, now it looks official, just like that. But so yeah, I'm glad I found a solution to that. It's pretty helpful actually. But yeah, so I do have both of those, and yeah, like I said, if you have the clips, it's basically an almost perfect recreation. I'm really proud of myself of it. And of course, since I had the black glove, I was also, since I had a black glove, obviously I did all the other stuff that was like, obviously the train without the piece, and then it's just like, so yeah, if you have the clip, just go watch that. I'm really proud of it. And, but yeah, I'm glad I have both of them, and I'm glad I was able to accomplish that, because previous attempts were not too great. Like, I know B Vigo tried it, but he didn't have that. He just used like some other random, lion thing. Um, but yeah, very cool one at that. Um, glad I have it. I'm glad I was able to accomplish something that hadn't been done in about 23 years. Um, so that was that. What else is there? Let's also do. Um, actually, wait, no. You know what? Let me grab a few things real quick. I think I have a couple more I could show. Let me get them real quick. Um, okay, move that, and then I need one more. Actually, wait, no, I haven't reviewed these yet. I might as well do them all together. Um, okay, next thing we'll do, let's just stick to the theme of animals. Um, So next thing is something that it was one of the gold mines that luckily I actually managed to partake in, because there have been several of them that I missed out on, like the Machine Ball Factory and the Vivi Waves and all that I missed out on. Luckily, this is one of the ones that I actually did manage to get before they all sold out. I'm talking none other than the plush cow from the original version of Language Nursery. As we know, this was unfound for a while, and it was believed to be Brio because of a Mandela effect that people were having that it was in Baby Webster, or credited as in Baby Webster, although it didn't. But eventually it was found, and it was determined that it's by Eden, which, by the way, yeah, it does say Eden down there. And it came with a tag, which I need to get. It's obviously not on here because how else am I supposed to film a clip of it? If I tried to keep it with the tag on, it just wouldn't look. It would just not look good. But I do have the tag over here. It is based on a nursery rhyme set. So here's the original tag: Floppy Fairy Tales. Hey diddle diddle. It just has the nursery rhyme on the inside, and then yeah, Eden Toys, New York. Please remove and save this tag. That's exactly what I did. I still have it, and it's been removed. So yeah, you could basically do a clip. It's kind of hard to move a little bit when it's all the way down, but yeah. But yeah, so this obviously came from that one seller on eBay that had like a dozen of them that everyone bought theirs from, except Cameron, because obviously he was the first one to buy it. But yeah, so they came from the seller with all of them, and I think they've all been bought now, actually. I think. Um, I don't know. I might have to check that, but I think they might have all been sold out now. But yeah, it is. It's kind of stupid, but also kind of cool at the same time. Maybe it does have a rattle in it, which is, I guess, kind of cool. You can also stand it like this if you want. This is how it was in that one photo bucket picture, which is like the very first time we found it. Although we still didn't know the brand of it at that time, though. What's going on in the chat? Okay, not much else. Okay. But yeah, very cool. Glad I could partake in that. And yeah, glad I didn't miss out on another one, because I missed out on a bunch of them, like I mentioned. Um, I mentioned the Vivi Waves and the Machine Ball Factory. There's a couple other ones I also missed out on, like the Spun Glass Plane or no, not Spun Glass. The Spun Glass Bird and Nest. That's what I meant to say, not the Spun Glass Plane. That one was another one I also missed out on, and I'm still kind of mad at myself for that. Um, but yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. This is kind of a fitting theme because we just reviewed a cow, and typically you'll find cows on farms. So let's stick with the farm theme. We have the farm top. Although this is not the background to be doing it on, because obviously tops on velvet don't work very well. Which I will demonstrate in a sec. Hold on. Let me adjust the camera. It's like slightly off. Or the angle slightly off. Alright. So yeah, this thing, obviously tops do not work on velvet. Jeez. I really need to figure out... This zoom feature is very terrible, honestly. Like, YouTube, please fix it. Like, please fix your zooming for live streams, because that's terrible. Oh, and also YouTube, please stop demonetizing my videos. They've been getting marked for kids now, and now I'm losing all my revenue. So yeah, this thing does not work good on velvet. It doesn't run very long. I mean, it kind of spins okay, but not very well. Well, it'll work fine on normal paper, like as long as there's a hard surface. Like as long as it's on a hard surface, it's fine, but if it's like fabric material, then it's not gonna do very well. Let's do it again. Yeah. So yeah, obviously it's, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, it's not gonna run for very long in velvet. If I did have that glass, I mean, I have a panel, but it's like way too small. It was for like my smaller setup that I had of it that it would work on, but I don't have a 4 foot wide one anymore, or I don't have a 4 foot wide piece of glass, unfortunately, so I can't really show this too well. But yeah, just know that I did get a clip of it on white, luckily, without that glass. I did have to edit the footage to make the camera move around with it. I just shoot it like really far like this, and then I had to digitally edit it to have the camera pan move with the top, and I had to make it like zoom out when it like got closer, or zoom it in when it got further back, and all that. But yeah, but I did manage to get a clip of it somehow. Um, Fortunately, this thing is not in the best condition. It's like very dirty. I don't know if you can see because the quality's terrible, but like right there, that's a bunch of dirt, and there's like a bunch of scratches and everything all over it. And also there's all this. Yeah, I don't know what happened to this thing, but unfortunately these, just like with the Tolo clock, these things, even though lots of people have them, they kind of rarely show up. There are a couple on eBay, but they're like kind of ridiculously expensive for some reason. They're like $30 or something. Although I guess it's not as bad as that duck one that's from Baby IQ. There's one that's like $7, but the shipping is a whopping $150. Hell no. I'm not paying that much for that. No thanks. Nobody should pay for that much. If you pay $150 to ship a top, you belong in a mental institution. Like, don't pay that much. That's just ridiculous. But that was that. And then let's see. Then maybe we'll continue with the farm theme because we have two Baby McDonald toys along with a Da Vinci toy. Because I'm just gonna group these all together. It is none. I think I might have shown these before, but don't quote me. If I have, then cool, you can see them again. But if not, this is my first time showing them. It is none other than the frog or the cow and the frog. How could I mess that up? But I do have both of them. I got them separately. I got the frog on eBay, and then I got the cow from this seller that's basically sells Miva bouncers, basically. I also got my boy with red hair that I'll show in a sec from them, as well as a clown one that wasn't in anything. But unfortunately, they do not sell the frog. The frog I got on eBay separately, but yeah, this is literally that one Baby McDonald scene with both of them right there. They bounce. Yep, they bounce together on a. Yep, except I have to. Oh, shit. I actually had to buy a new spring for the cow because at one point while I was just bouncing the boy with red hair and the cow together, somehow they defied the laws of physics and the springs got stuck. So I had to literally unwrap the entire spring to the cow, and it got very mangled, and so I just had to throw it out and buy a replacement. But yeah, so that was fun. But yeah, they are very cool, I would admit. The bouncers are kind of cool. They're basically like Czech yo-yos, basically. Um, or no, I don't know what you'd call them. Basically, maybe like yo-yos, but I don't know. For my lullaby time, it is among my favorites. Yeah, I don't blame you. Honestly, it is. Honestly, that was a better redemption compared to the other videos we got at that time. Like, obviously, discovering shapes at first sides weren't as great, so I feel like lullaby time was a good way to redeem themselves. Although they ruined it the very next year with First Sounds, which is arguably the worst video of all time, along with World Music and World Animal Adventure. But yeah, those are not the only two. I also have the only other one that's available out there. It's the boy with the red hair. This also came from the I Love Bouncy's Etsy seller. You can see where the damage happened with the cow, but it still works fine, so I'm not going to replace it right now. Maybe I will in the future, but it's fine right now how it is. Um, it's basically the same one. Like they buy I messaged them if there was any chance that they take custom orders, and they're like, no, sorry, we buy them all from a Czech manufacturer. And since we know Czech toys last way longer over there than they may be here in the U.S., that basically means that they're buying Miva. They're basically buying Miva stock. So this technically is exact, even though Jagger claims that it's not. But I compared mine and Cameron's, which is the exact, and I saw basically no differences. They're exactly the same. So yeah, I don't know why I'm credited as not having exact, but whatever. And yeah, you can basically do whatever with the boy's hair. You can like stretch it, you can clump it up, like you could basically do that. Make it look very weird. Makes it look like those weird goblins. You like the tall-haired goblins? I think they're from like Toy Story as well. But you could also flatten it and make it look like a mohawk, like in First Moves for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why they make his hair just look like this. It's like a mohawk, like that. That's how he looks in First Moves. It's very bad. But but yeah, so it would be nice if we had the boy with the hat, but obviously we know the story of that. All right, and then I have one more. This one's not BE, obviously, because I just said it's not the boy with the hair or boy with hat. I keep mixing up the names. But this is also from Isla Bouncies. It is a clown that's not from anything, although this would have been cool if it wasn't BE. Like I know at one point they had a trademark for Baby Barnum, which was like some kind of circus entertainment guy, which is ironic considering, like I mentioned earlier in the Doolittle tapes, they say we have chosen not to depict animals in circuses, but you literally have a trademark called Baby Barnum, and also in the 10 Years of Discovery, that clip with Julie at the table with the bear in the box, you could see a clown prop in the background. That's like some like puppet stage thing. So it's like clearly they had to have had something going on, but no, they didn't. But if they did make that video, I could honestly see this being one of the toys. Um, it is pretty cool. It is a unique one. I think VTG has this one as well. Um, but yeah, it is very cool. Um, but yeah, so I have the four of them. I might get more in the future. Um, hopefully, maybe I could try to get some kind of version of the boy with the hat. But who knows? We'll just have to see what happens in the future. But yeah, let me go ahead and take these off. All right. This one doesn't want to stay up. There we go. Okay, that one didn't want to stand up for some reason. All right, next thing. Um, so we're kind of gonna go away from the farm theme a little bit now. That was basically like the last thing we have. So now let's move to geometric. So next thing we have is this thing from yeah, the 2 minute discussion. Um, it's the squish, and yeah, there's not much to it. You can squish it, and yeah, it's just geometric. It's although it's not perfectly, it's like slightly off, but yeah, there's not much you can really do with it. Although if you attach it to a rotator or a string, you could basically do kind of like the Winkle. I know Jagger did that. Um, actually, do I have my string somewhere? Hold on. I could have sworn I had a piece somewhere. Um, oh, actually, here I have the roll right here. Um, we'll just do this here. Oh, oh crap! That's not the place it's supposed to be. Um, it's supposed to be through this end. Okay, there we go. But yeah, so you could do this, and then you could do a bunch of weird shit with it. You could kind of do like you could do baby and parent nursery, where it's just like that one shot where it's just spinning like this. Or if you had another piece, you could also do that weird shot where it's kind of like this, just moves around very weirdly. But yeah, there's not much to it, honestly. It's yeah, it's just a geometric toy with a bunch of sliding stuff. It's not the most complex thing in the world. It is my Manhattan toy, which literally says right there, Squish Manhattan toy, 1988. Which is kind of weird that it's that early. You'd expect this to be like mid 90s, but not late 80s. Like yeah, it's kind of weird. Um, but it is cool though. I would admit it is definitely an interesting one. Even though it wasn't shown in anything, because like I said, it only shows up for like 5 seconds in the 2 minute discussion in the background, along with that pop up gulp thing. But yeah, we do have that. Um, it is cool. Alright, from one geometric thing to the next, we have two more. Hold on, let me set this down. You probably hear what that is, but we're not going to do that just yet. Next thing, I have not bothered to assemble because I tried to assemble it before and it was just a nightmare and I didn't know how to do it, so I just gave up and I'm just keeping the pieces in the box. But we have the Stars and Crystals kit by Akoso from Newton. I have not bought, I do not feel like trying to put this together. I literally spent like an entire hour trying to, and I didn't get very far, so I just gave up and just threw everything back in the box. But, yeah. I got this on eBay. For some reason, it says red right there, but if you look on the inside, they're actually, hold on. Actually, you know what? You know what? You won't be able to see it well. It says red. They're purple. Or like pink. They're not red. They're like purple or pink. So I don't know what happened right there, and it made and for like a week, it made my hands, it made like my fingertips completely pink as well from like trying to fit them through the rubber. Like this thing is honestly just a nightmare, honestly. Because like these little rubber things, you literally have to like you have to manually put the holes in and put it all together. I thought it would be kind of like the color cube where it's already pre-assembled. You just put the things together and then boom, you're done. No. So if I was to try to put this thing together, it'd probably take me like a solid several days. And honestly, that's just not worth my time. So it is going to forever stay in here. I don't feel like putting it together, so I'm sorry, but that thing is terrible. I don't know why I bought it, but whatever. But luckily, this other thing doesn't suck, and it's the last geometric thing I can think of that I have. Is the color cube. And actually, on black, this actually looks pretty good, surprisingly. That actually looks kind of cool right there, that little shot. Not that. God, this is gonna take me forever to get used to. But yeah, this actually does look like a pretty good shot, I will admit. But I got this on eBay back in 2021. I got it for my birthday, and these things pretty much almost never appear. I know Jagger got his in 21, I think. I think it was. No. It was 22. He got his in like November 2022 off of Macari, which was already assembled for some reason. I'm pretty sure that's the last time when this thing appeared. But yeah, this thing is way easier to do. You basically just put the cubes together. They're like two pieces. You just click them together, and then you just put the lines in, and yeah. The color order may not be correct, but I did my best to make it look like it. I'd say, you know what, close enough. I think it looks good. Luckily, my clip was not too great at first when I tried making this. I didn't have a big enough backdrop, but ever since I got my new roll of paper, I've been able to do it way better, so now it looks a lot better. Yeah, we know. He basically makes clips of almost everything he has, besides for certain things, but whatever. But yeah, I did come new with the box. Anything that comes with the box that I can't access, I won't show because they're like buried inside of the closet over there. They're like stacked up, so I'm not gonna show them. But just know the box is in there. It was brand new. It came with the instructions and everything. It also came with an extra one of the lines, which I'm like, okay, I'm not sure what the point of that was, but after accidentally breaking one of them, I'm probably glad that they sent me an extra, because yeah, if they didn't have that, then I probably would have been screwed because I would have had to re-glue it and it probably wouldn't have worked. But yeah, it was like some weird. The box is kind of a weird design. It just says like color cube, and it did have the correct manufacturer, which BE credited at least until 2004. Spitting Image Software. That is the correct manufacturer for this. They're like a Canadian company that also sold theirs to Icoso, but no, mine was the original Canadian one, which is what it's supposed to be. And it was dated 2001, by the way. So I guess that lines up because technically Newton probably was started production in 01, but of course it got delayed because of Disney buying the company at the time. And you know, 9/11. But yeah, so that's basically the geometric stuff. Um, what else? What other categories could we get into? Because there's not a lot. A lot of the like really impressive stuff I've reviewed has already been reviewed, so there's not much that there isn't that I haven't done. So I think honestly, if we were to continue, we just have to do random stuff, which we might have to do honestly. So what other random things could I show? Um, let's see. Oh, actually, here's one I have not shown. Um, let me dig it out of here. All right. All right. This thing I haven't showed because I'm not really gonna take it out of the packaging because I don't really see any point. But remember earlier when I said when I mentioned some of the unfound world animal stuff? Here's another one of those. It's the battery operated puzzle ladybug. This literally went unidentified for such a long time. Like nobody could figure out what it is because you couldn't see it well. This was literally all you could see of it in the pile right there. There was no identifiable features of anything. But once we started looking at finding the other stuff, like I think around the time before we found the parrot puppet, I looked very closely and noticed something that looked yellow. And I'm like, huh, I wonder what that is. That might be something that could help identify it. And eventually, Koala found a photo of what looked like it could have been. It was like a top angle like this. We didn't think much of it at first because we weren't sure, but then I compared and I noticed that the spots matched up, and then with this angle right there, eventually I came to the conclusion like, yep, that must be it. And I looked back and I saw the little thing right there, the little yellow right there. Then three of them showed up on eBay. Obviously I got one of them, and then also Cameron because he has everything, and then the third one went to DJ. Um, a few others have shown up. I know Nathan got the entire set with all the tracks for some reason. Um, but yeah, so this was literally unidentified for a while until literally all the other like besides for this, the pirate pear puppet and the Twistbots monkey, everything else in that seed had been identified. Although considering there's not much left, the only other things that were there were the giraffe push puppet, the Mr. Monkey, and the tiger piece. But literally everything else was unidentified. And then we found it all in the exact same week, which is just literally crazy. Like, what are the chances of that happening ever again? Like, it's crazy. But yeah, so I don't know a use I'll have for this, so I just keep it in the packaging for now. And that's probably how it'll be. Um, Here's the back of it. I don't know why I haven't showed it yet. And it's by Mirrodin Points Products. Trying to see. There's a bunch of different ones on the back. I'm trying to read them. Oh yeah, there's a school bus one. That one's in Prodigy, along with the actual track and all that. Um, Not familiar with this toy. I just said it's in World Animals. It's that opening scene, that little ladybug thing. That's all you see right there. This is what that is right there. It was literally unidentified until that week where we found the other two things. So kind of ironic that they all happened within the span of like 96 hours, I think. I think it was within the span of 4 days, I think. I don't know. Um, all right, we're gonna show these again because I briefly showed them before, or one of them before, but yeah, but now we have an update. So remember when I did the blacklight review with the this disc right here? Uh, One of the videos that YouTube keeps demonetizing. Well, ever since I posted that video, I've gotten more. So I have three more to show. I had a fourth one, but I sold that to Jagger. You may have seen it in his November toy review. It was like this little spiral pattern thing. But I have three more that I'm going to show. So first up, we have another glow one, which we'll do first. Now this literally had no pictures or any kind, like we didn't know that this version existed but it just randomly showed up on eBay for like $9, and I'm like, I had to buy it. So we have this weird version right here. It's like a Chase Bank logo version. It's very weird, and it's like not even centered. It's like slightly off, but yeah. I can take it out though. The packaging is basically the same as the other ones. But it is Lightrix, obviously. I'm gonna need to get a board to put this on, so let's just put that right there. Put it down. Alright, and okay, the frame rate on that actually makes it look way weirder, but I don't know, that's actually kind of cool. But yeah, this is definitely a weird one. Hopefully at some point we may find that actual Benham's disc that's in Prodigy. I know one time I made a weird like I found the actual like I don't know, wait, like illusion or something. I think that's what you call it. And basically I just printed it out, cut it out, and then just placed it on top of one of them and basically recreated the clip. It was kind of cool. So, but yeah, hopefully we find like the actual one at some point. Yeah, very weird one, but very cool considering it was unfound for a while. Then, this happened before I got that one. I found a lot of 3, that was like 20 total, and I knew I had to get them because I wanted actual Spintrix discs. So we have 2 of them, except this one did not actually have the packaging. The packaging for that is supposed to go to the other one that I sold, the Jagger, but yeah, that ended up not working out. By the way, I kind of doubt it since we have low views, but Jagger, if you're somehow watching this, I literally thought the packaging for that one was supposed to be for this. That's why I didn't ship it out. I only realized after you pointed it out in your review. If you still want me to send this to you, hit me up on Discord. I'll mail it to you. But yeah, this one is cool. It's kind of like the same, a little bit of the same pattern right there in this line right here, like the Shakespeare one. It's obviously not it, but it is still a cool one. Hold on, let's slow it down a little bit. But yeah, these are obviously real Spintrix. Obviously, you can't read right there, although you literally can't, although you actually can't. But yeah, these are official. But yeah, they are definitely weird, but also very cool at the same time. So yeah, this one's definitely really close, although it's not it, but it's still a cool one. Definitely a neat one to have. Come on, go back in the... There we go. And then we have this one for Prodigy. It's the spiral one, which you have to adjust. You have to like adjust the lighting to change the colors. Obviously it's just gonna be completely rainbow now. But like if you do certain angles, like right there, you can kind of see like a light changing right there. Maybe if I move the camera down a little bit, it might do that. Let me try that. Because like depending on the angle. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. If you change your angle of lighting, the disc also changes. Like you can see right there, it's more green. It's not the right thing like in Prodigy. It's supposed to be like red, like a little more red than blue. But this is the Prodigy one though. Obviously Prodigy has multiple. There's also that weird like diamond one, I think is what it is. That's also in Prodigy. Honestly, these things are just very like the information behind them is just very scarce, and it's like we don't know much about them, but they're also still cool at the same time. But yeah, but they are cool though. I am glad I have them. They are good little fidget items, and they're very collectible, so I'm glad I have 4 of them. But yeah, they are definitely cool. I'm glad I have them. They are very cool. Hey, looks like the mod made it. well, since he's here, I guess I'll review his shit that I never reviewed from him. So actually, let me grab a couple of those because I know there's a few things. Alright, first thing that I got from him, or that I ever bought from him, I think, I don't remember, but one of the biggest highlights of them is this thing, the Happy Starfish. I don't think I've reviewed this. I think, I'm not sure. It's been in a couple videos on Cameron's channel, like the Mozart remake. This was it. It wasn't his, but yeah. This is obviously probably one of the most overrated ones because obviously, I mean, we all know what this is. Oh wait, my DVDs are all the way over there. Never mind. I was gonna whip out my language nursery DVD because it had obviously we all know the Star mascot was based off of this, but my DVD is piled up behind all those CDs over there. Oh, and there's my rip-off collection. I might do now the color order isn't kind of right. I think it's supposed to. I think this is right, but I think these two need to be swapped. But does it really matter? But yeah, it does have a first year's tag right there, Avon, Massachusetts, and it also has a first year's logo right there as well. Actually, does this have a year on it? 1994. Okay. Yeah, so that was the same year that Aspen was born. And obviously, we know this has a kind of a crinkle. This has nothing. These you would chew on, which I'm not going to. And then the middle has a squeaker. Yeah. But yeah, one of the most overrated toys of all, but still a cool one. I don't know why I didn't have it for a while, but yeah, it is cool though. I'm glad I got it. Now the other things I need to walk away to get. Hold on. You know what? I'll just use the same ramp. I don't care. Okay. I'm not sure about that. We don't know when it was actually released. People claim it was January 31st, but that may have just been the day that it was finished. Because at a couple of Julie's public speaking things, she mentioned that after she completed the video, before it sold, um, she said it was like February, and she was trying to get it into the stores because she went to Toy Fair, and it took a month for them to actually get it into the store. So that was like March. So honestly, that date is basically unconfirmed at this point. It's basically unconfirmed. But so I don't think it actually is the 31st, but we may never know. We'll probably never know. What we do know though is that we have two more toys that I can think of that I bought from Cameron, and they have a very interesting story. They are ramp walkers. And the first one we'll do the kind of less interesting one since it's not exact, but it is the pig from McDonald. These came from a website that's now defunct. It was called Real Wooden Toys, and they had a bunch of walkers on it. Like they had this. I think they also had like the rooster and the rabbit, and a bunch of other weird ones like a mouse and a cat and a bunch of other ones. And they also had another thing that I might need to show. That I probably might show after these walkers actually, but so, about a couple months after Cameron had found the site, they announced that they were shutting down and they were going to have a huge discount on all their stuff. So Cameron bought like or no, not six. He bought like multiple ramp walkers. But so we got this and also another one that I'm going to show in a sec, and sold those to me. So yeah, these are kind of cool. Obviously, this one's not exact because it's just a complete wooden, but you won't be able to see it well, but they are D-Raws. They have the hedgehog in there. So they're cool. That one did not come with the packaging, but interestingly enough, this other one did. I'm using the ramp for it right now, but yeah, this one was brand new, which is very weird because everything else was open. But yeah, we have the old packaging, which also came with my rooster walker that I'm pretty sure I also reviewed. Or wait, yeah, I did because I think I reviewed it with my penguin walker. Um, Speaking of penguin walker, we have that, and then we have a couple other highlights. Like we got the hedgehog, the elephant, a weird duck coming soon, and a bunch of other weird ones. And on the back, we have even more weirder ones. Like we got the rabbit, we have a bee. There's that pig, not colored rabbit, and dog, cat, which Carrot has, and this thing for Baby Faith, which we've literally never seen outside of this and the one Petra Toys picture. Literally never resurfaced. So who knows when we're gonna find that again. Also, you won't be able to tell, but right here, it actually says D-Roz. Or Dyrus, or I don't even know how you pronounce that name, honestly. That's just one of the weirdest names out there. But the other one that we have is none other than, let's just wait until it walks on screen. I think you can see what it is. It's the rabbit from Beethoven. This one moves way slower than the other ones. It's really weird. But yeah, so it's weird that this one was completely new sealed, and the other one that he got wasn't. Why did it stop at the very last? Come on, you still had more to go. Yeah. Let's try that again. It stopped literally at the very last step. There we go, that's better. But yeah, they're definitely cool. This one does not have a logo in it, actually. That's weird. Even though the other one did. That's kind of weird. But yeah, very cool walkers. Like I said, I also have the penguin and the rooster, which I've reviewed, and then I also have a ladybug, which I'm pretty sure I also reviewed. Which is obviously new Baby Mozart, although it was also in a baby and parent nursery. How is that supposed to work? I mean, maybe like it could sand. I mean, maybe I kind of understand like sanding it down a little bit, but I don't think. I don't know if that would work. That is incorrect. These were not made by Petra. Petra was only a distributor. This is what most of the community fails to realize. Almost everything that Petra sold, they just imported from the Czech Republic. So these things, D-Raws I mentioned, these are the actual makers of the rockers, and also a lot of other stuff like the jumping clowns from Newton, the clowns on the ladders from Newton, and a bunch of other wooden stuff as well. The comb puppets were made by Moraviska Stredna. The bouncers stuff and the pull-alongs were by Miva and all that. So yeah, Petra is not a manufacturer. They're only a distributor / retailer. So that is technically incorrect. Oh yeah, let me go ahead and put this back in the packaging. Just like, hold on. You know what? I'll just slide it in here. I don't think we need to do that. And now I gotta put it back on the shelf, which is easier said than done, apparently. Because of all the stuff I have piled around. Crap, that thing is falling over. That's not what I'm trying to do. Stop! Okay. Alright. Next thing, this I did not get from Cameron, but it came from the same source, that Real Wooden Toys site. So this is something that I actually got. This was the only item I got from the site directly when they were closing, but this was like half off, so I'm like, you know what? I'm sure I could do something with this, so I decided to buy it. It is none other, the one, the only, not Teeter-totter boys. Kind of. It's it, but it's completely wooden. I'm pretty sure a couple other people also said that as well. I'm not sure if, I mean, I'm counted as having it, but it's not exact. But I don't know if other people have the same one. I think DJ got it, I think. I don't know. I don't know everyone that got it, but it's basically the same thing, but wooden. Um, but yeah, you literally just take it and you literally just, yeah, it teeter-totters back and forth. Like that, basically. Um, Now, there is a way that you can kind of do like Wii School and Baby Faith, where if you position it carefully enough, and if you have a black glove, you could do like they did in those videos. Like, hold on, let me try to adjust the angle a little bit. Let me get my black glove real quick. I mean it's probably gonna show up in the actual video anyway, but considering the contrast has actually been kind of well, it may not. No, you can see that, but whatever. But if you have a black glove, you could do something kind of like this. And it's not really moving that much, although it kind of is right now. I might just need to, here, let me try that. You could basically do that. And if you get it dark enough, it looks legit. Although this is not how they did it. They did like complex editing to it, but this is how I would do it. And I have tried that before, actually. But yeah, you can literally just do that, and it's basically almost not changing its position. So kind of cool, but yeah. Yeah, obviously, since this isn't actual editing, it's not going to do any good, but you get the idea. Just use your imagination for now. Um, in my clip, I did test this. I was able to get it dark enough where it wasn't visible, but since this is raw footage right now, obviously it's not going to work at all. Especially since I can't control the brightness of anything. Actually, I can't control anything at all because of how terrible this thing is, but yeah, it is cool. Um, like I said, I don't know all the other people that have this version. I know some people have the exact, like Cameron and Jagger and all of them. But as for this wooden one, I don't know, honestly. I think, but yeah, that's basically it for that. Yeah, very cool. It sucks that the website's gone now. If you try to go to it now, it just redirects you to a bunch of weird stuff. It always changes. Um, Unfortunately, that is not the only pull toy. We have one more pull toy, which is actually a Wii School one, but I might as well show it because when am I ever going to show this again? It is this thing, which is also Miva. You may recognize this from classical toys. It's the soldier on the horse, or I think there might be a different name for it, but I don't know. But yeah, this is literally that thing from the clock, except it was on white. But yeah, just like this. It does rock, as you can see. This also came from eBay. Pretty much anything I buy now is mostly going to be from eBay, because honestly, that's like the only place you can get anything good now. Mercari has just kind of been very hit or miss. I don't do international orders, except for a little something that's going to be coming in the next month or so. I did place an order, except it's only 2 items, but just know that they'll be interesting. They're actually going to be for the remake. You can take your guesses until then about what it's going to be, but just know they're both big and massive. That's all I'm going to say. Um, Now, obviously, this is not the best thing. I don't even know why it's tied in this way. They could have just tied it at the very end, like, they could have just done that or something, but for some reason they chose not to. They decided to wrap it around, so I might have to cut it off and then put a fishing line on, like you said. Which is kind of funny you mentioned that, because actually, I've already shown this, but I'll briefly show it again, because we have something interesting that I did with it. Here. Okay. I'm not going to re-review this, but you may remember I reviewed this thing a couple months ago. But look at this. I have a string on now. I managed to find a way to remove it. Basically, how it's attached in here, it's basically, if you take this off, you can view on the inside briefly. The original string, which is like a shoelace, is literally just tied in a knot and then just fed through here. So if you were to grab hold of that, if it's not tied on the other end, you can literally just pull it out. And then, yeah. Then you can feed a line through here. Now, this did take me a solid 15 minutes to feed in there because, obviously, this thing is way too small. I had to use tweezers to try to pull the string out, and then but eventually I got it here, and I just have it taped right here. But, so now, I can actually use an invisible string on it, and I can do some cool stuff with it. But, yeah. So, there are ways to remove strings to some stuff. You just have to really study it and figure it out. But yeah, I am proud of myself for figuring out that one though. All right, but yeah, so definitely a interesting one. Let's see. You know what? I think I know what we can do next. You all in the mood for kinetics? Because I think we have a few of them we can show. Although I'm gonna have to set the camera down because I gotta climb on my bed to get to them because we have giant shelves full of them, and some of them are probably on the very top shelf. So I have to set that down for a second while I grab a few of them. So okay. Okay. Oh yeah, let's do this one. Yeah, it almost fell. Crap. Yeah, that was not a smart idea. And I'm messing up my velvet, but you know what? I can just fix it. Let's see. All right. Only one of these is probably going to be VE, unless I find another one I'm going to do in a sec. Actually, I think that might be it, honestly. So these are going to be like ripoffs, or at least three of them. Well, two of them are ripoffs, but one of them's not in anything. But it is a creative one, though. So, hold on, I gotta fix everything now. That was a bad idea, honestly. Ugh. See, I feel like next time I do a stream, I should just prepare everything in advance. Because I feel like improvising is just not working out at all, honestly. Here, let me fix that real quick. Ugh. Okay, I think we should be good now. So, actually, let's do one more. It's right in the very front, so I can grab that. Alright, so we have 5 connectors. They're all interesting, and one of them is BE. This is probably another case of if I already reviewed it, cool, you get to see it again, but if I didn't, then, yeah, so, you'll get to see it. We'll save that one for last, though. Let's do the more weirder ones first. So, first up, let's do the 2 ripoff ones first. So this first one is, I think, the most recent one out of all these I've gotten, besides for one that's going to be coming in soon. It is none other than the Natural Wonders Dolphins, which you probably saw in Cameron's stream when he was watching my classical kids joke thing. This was on eBay, and nobody else bidded on it, so I bid at the last second. Or actually, wait, no, I think somebody else did bid, but I beat them at the last second, I think. But yeah, I always forget that this is a kind of cool Kinetic, but it rarely shows up. Now, you may be wondering why it's acting weirdly. Honestly, I'm not sure. It has a battery in it, but I don't know why it perpetuates, or it doesn't perpetuate very well. But as for the Dolphins, I didn't realize this until after it came. You see this hole right here? There is literally a missing magnet right there. You can see it's on this one, but this one is just missing. So it's only weighted on this now by this bottom one. So if you try to use it, it's just going to act very weirdly because it can only move by the bottom one. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to fix that. I mean, maybe I might be able to find a magnet that's about the same size, maybe, and put it in there. Hopefully that might work, but I'm not sure how well that'll go. But yeah, that's definitely kind of sad. But the good news is obviously now I actually do have a speckle base, which is obviously these things are very sought after because obviously it comes with the frogs and also the cosmos and from classical kids, and then also the weird versions of the Tri-Illusion that have only been found recently, like magic illusion art from Natural Wonders. Um, so yeah, they are kind of weird, but they're also kind of cool at the same time, though. Um, but yeah, that's actually not the only other That's not the only Natural Wonders Kinetic that we're gonna be looking at. Let's look at the other one that appeared in at least one of the same videos as this. Mini Bach. Although this was also in another ripoff, which you may know as Jump Jump Jazzy. It is the Jupiter. Yeah. This one was also purchased. Basically, everything is pretty much essentially eBay at this point now. Because that's pretty much the only place where you can find anything good now. But obviously, this is not really the best that it could look because obviously this is black and black on black most of the time doesn't work good. Besides for one of them that we're gonna look at. This is not one of those cases, unfortunately. So I'm sorry, but yeah, you'll probably see it. You may see it other times on a white and later future videos, maybe. But yeah, this is a very cool Kinetic. I previously had a weird Superstar Limited one that didn't work very well, so I sold that to someone in the community named Jesus. You may know them on Discord, but they're not on YouTube. But yeah, so I sold that to him, and then I also had the glow in the dark one as well, which is all the way there, up there. But yeah, it did come with the box, but again, the box is in the closet, so I can't go get it. But just know that it did come with it, and it was by Natural Wonders. There's like a bunch of companies that this was also sold under, like GI, Carlisle, all them, blah blah blah. Honestly, I doubt anyone cares anymore about that kind of stuff. But very cool Kinetic. It is pretty interesting. It's it's really nice, and like I said, it's been in ripoffs, like obviously Jumping Up Jazzy and Classical Kids. Um, but yeah, very cool one. Now, if you thought the speckled base of the dolphin was weird, here's an even weirder one, which is just an absolute treasure trove of what the fuck? It's the Gulf Moons with a green base. Yes, colored base, the Holy Grails. I also have a clown one that's pink. I'm not going to show it even though it's on the shelf, but I'd have to move the camera. But I have a weird clown Kinetic that has a pink base. Now, this thing is kind of rare. Not many people have it. I know Jagger got it in that Kinetic lot that I was going to get back in March, but he ended up buying it before me, and then he just sold me some of the other ones. This was one of them I had asked him to let me have, but he ended up just taking it instead, and he gave me that ugly swing clown Kinetic. But yeah, this thing is very weird, because yeah, golf balls. I mean, it's basically the moons, but yeah, they're literally golf balls. That's so weird. And again, the green base. But the weirdest thing of all... Excuse me? This is literally a base for, like, the Tri-Illusion or spinning balls or whatever. And then they just stretched the stands into this formation for Cosmos or Space Shuttle or all that. Honestly, I don't know. And this came with a box, which I also can't show. This is not by Matscott, or it may be, but it was an old name or something. But this was listed as being by a company called Baron Inc. Baron Inc. So I don't know if that was like the old name for mascot or something, but yeah, this is just weird. Um, I honestly don't know what to say about it. It's just a very questionable kinetic. But at the same time, though, it is a kind of cool one, though. Um, but yeah, I think that's enough of that. Um, it's very weird. I have a different version of the dolphin. Yeah, you may be. Yeah, you might be. Yeah, you're okay. Yeah, you're talking about the common Carlisle one. I have that one as well, but it's like way in the back on the top shelf. I don't feel like getting that. Um, uh, Here, hold on a sec. I'm trying to do something. I'm just checking my Discord real quick. I think we might have somebody join in a bit. Here, yeah, we might be inviting someone in a sec. Let me finish chatting with them. Oh, wait. Never mind. Wait, I think he said he's. Oh. You want to call on stream when you're done? Question mark. All right. All right. In the meantime, while I wait for a response from somebody, let's go over the next one. This one you might have recently seen in my trailer for New Baby Mozart, and this had a bunch of questions about who it was filmed by, but it was done by me. So it is, in fact, the glow-in-the-dark Cosmos. Yes, that was, in fact, me that filmed this in the New Baby Mozart trailer. I know a bunch of people were getting confused, like they thought it was like JS Collector or Juanch, you may also call him, or if it was Jaggers, but no, it was all me. The entire Kinetic music video is being done by me. Kind of a weird flex, honestly, but yeah, this is definitely one of the coolest Kinetics ever. I mean, glow in the dark Kinetics are just, yeah, very rare and very desirable because of how cool they are. Um, this is basically like kind of the closest thing you can get to the Red Cosmos kind of. The smiley face one that Jagger has is probably a better example because that one is basically the exact same thing except the ball is different. This one, obviously, the other two things are also glow in the dark, but yeah, this thing is just absolutely cool. I have a Cosmos, a regular Cosmos, but it's like very fucked. It's just in very bad condition. I need to replace it at some point, but so yeah, this is definitely a better alternative. It's very cool. It came with the box, which I can't show, but yeah, this is definitely cool. I'm glad I have it. It's kind of surprising. Like when I found it on eBay, I did not hesitate. Like as soon as I saw it, I just immediately bought it. I didn't even think twice. I didn't let it sit for a bit to see if I could get an offer. I just bought it. Just straight up. I just saw it and just immediately went, "Whoop, you're mine now." And yeah. And it's funny because I didn't even know I had the box until after I had purchased it. Um but yeah, it is kind of cool, although as you can see, sometimes it likes to do this weird thing where it just keeps perpetually spinning. Let me stop that. Let it act a little more natural. But but yeah, it's definitely cool. I really do like the glow in the dark kinetics. I have a couple others, like obviously the space shuttle, which I showed, and then I also have a couple other ones like the Jupiter, which I showed, the Mars, the spacewalk, and pretty soon I'll be having a very rare Altair. Um, but yeah, so I don't know if I'll be reviewing that anytime soon. Maybe if I do another live stream, I will. But yeah, this thing is just sick as fuck. Like if you see this out there in the wild, definitely get it because it's very cool. And before you all start asking, let me grab my black light real quick. And I need to shut off the lights as well. Um, Unfortunately, I don't know how this will look on camera since it's raw footage, but all right. Let's see. There it is. It does glow in the dark. Like this is what it. Well, unfortunately, I can't change the lighting, but yeah, this is basically the black light, and then if you turn it off, there it is. It glows in the dark. So yeah, this thing it actually looks very weirder when it's in the dark, but yeah, it is definitely cool. I will admit, this is definitely an awesome Kinetic. And watching it like this is even weirder. But yeah, definitely a cool one. All right, let's go ahead and turn the lights back on. Um, would have been nice if at some point the B one was found. I mean, I know there was a couple King Tang ones that were found many months ago, and a couple people bought them, like Thermologence and Cameron. Unfortunately, I was not able to get one of those, so I guess maybe you could say that was another kind of gold mine I missed out, even though there was only like 3 of them. But you know what? We'll do one more. We'll add an extra, even though I kind of wasn't going to. I do, however, have another B Kinetic, right? A different B Kinetic, although this one is another good example of never do black on black. I do have the red ball Altair. It is King Tang, but it is still a B Kinetic. This one was also in the Newbie Mozart trailer, I think. Or yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Um, again, just like you should know the drill by now. It came with the box, but I can't show it because it's in the closet. But yeah, this thing is kind of cool. Unfortunately, it's missing one of the magnets on the ring on the inside. It has 2 of them, which is weird, but no, it only has the one, so it just works like a normal Altair, but it is still cool though. It is, I mean, it's a B Kinetic. How can you get wrong with that? Unfortunately, I can't put it on the Cosmo. Like, I can't put it on anything else because I don't have a another Kinetic that I could put it on. Like, obviously, I'm not taking apart my Glow Cosmos for it. But even then, the ball is actually a different way that it's put on than the other thing. Um, it's yeah, so that's not gonna work honestly. Okay, you know what? This is not good contrast. Let me hold on. Where can it? Actually, wait, hold on. I got an idea. Let me put this in the back real quick. Let me grab something for better contrast real quick. Let me just put this old poster board right here for now, just for some better contrast. There we go. That looks so much. Damn it. Not what I was trying to do. Hold on, hold on. Well, I hope you enjoyed that fun little blooper. But yeah, so there's some better contrast right there. Um, so yeah, um, yeah, it is cool. Like I said, unfortunately, I can't take the ball apart because yeah, it's built differently. Also, if we're on white, I can change the brightness real quick of this. And now that just made the frame rate even more weirder. Now it looks like 45 FPS or something. That looks weird, but you can still see it a little bit better now, though. But yeah, unfortunately, these things are kind of they kind of like go outward. Like they should technically be like this, but they just fall down a little bit more, and sometimes that may cause the magnet to get stuck to the base. Like if I push this down all the way, or push these out more, it'll start scratching up the base. I don't know if it'll do it right now, but yeah, it's very weird. But yeah, there's that. Also, we'll just do this real quick, just for some contrast, real quick. There's what that looks like. I'm not gonna put it in action, but yeah, there's better contrast to that. Yeah, all right, let me go ahead and take this off now. Or actually, wait, no, I'll leave it for the final one because it's another black on black. We don't want to do that. Okay. Final Kinetic. I don't know if I already reviewed this. If I did, okay, cool, you get to see it again. But if I didn't, then yeah. I don't know why this took me a while. Now, I don't remember who, but somebody said, what's the rarest thing? This may be one of those, but it's not the most rarest, probably. But this is a very desired one, though, even though, like, 10 people have it now. But this is also one of the most infamous ones of them all. So, without further ado, 3, 2, 1, the Tri-Illusion. I don't know if I already reviewed this, but yeah. This, for a while, was definitely one of the most sought-after things until, like, they all show up. You can find this somewhat easily. I know there's one on eBay that's like that weird magic illusion art that's like $350, but yeah, like 10 people have the exact now when it used to be just me and Brandon B. But yeah, now 10 people have exact, which makes no sense. But yeah, this is one of the most sought after Kinetics, probably. I know a bunch of people like it. And obviously, this is one of the most infamous ones of them all because of how many people wanted to get it. Because it's just a very cool Kinetic. It's basically the free circle, but with holographic stickers on it. Um, but yeah, this is just cool. Very iconic, but it's also iconic for kind of the wrong reasons as well. We all know what I did back in 2021 because I was stupid. Well, there's also another fun story behind this as well. So, I don't. If I already reviewed this, I probably already talked about it. But if I didn't, let's go over the story again. So, let's flash back to July of either 21 or yeah, actually no, it would have been 21. So, yeah, July or yeah, it was either July 2021 or 2022. It was one of those years. Um, Corey Fox, who we all know in the community, he's one of the worst guys in the community. Randomly one day just announced that he was going to be selling every BE item in his collection, besides for like a couple of them. And he met everything. He like it was this mini orbiter, Form S, kinetic frogs, machine ball factory, glow Uzi, alien orbiter, you name it, he sold it. Besides for a couple of them like Uration and a couple others, I think. Oh yeah, Ring Mobile, that was another one. So I decided I was going to acquire the mini rocket tornado lamp, and eventually I was going to do Venus at first, but that got bought by somebody else. So I decided, you know what? How about try Illusion? So I got both of those. I paid the money. I paid $60 for both of them, which is probably not. Well, actually, considering how rare they are, that may have been worth it because it was two items. But unfortunately, this took it could have we could have just ended the story with my buying them and then it just came. But no, there's a whole other thing that happened to it. So the day comes so the shipping got delayed by a couple days for literally no reason. I don't know why, but eventually they did arrive. I opened up the first box and it was the mini rocket tornado lamp. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm glad I have it. It is a cool lamp. I'm probably not gonna review it today, but if I do another live stream, I might review it then. But so I go to open the second box, and this one's like giant, like it's probably the size of this foam board, like probably as wide as that. So I'm like, okay, maybe that's the only box, and he's just trying to protect it. Well, I open it, and guess what? It's not the Tri-Illusion. He mixed up my shipping label and put it on the Venus that was supposed to go to a different enthusiast. So they got my Tri-Illusion. Yeah, great job, Fox. That's nice. So, yeah, so then I had the worst month of my life. Well, the worst month ever trying to get this back to my house because legally, if he wasn't going to send it back, then he would have had to refund me, which he doesn't because he's idiotic and doesn't know how to do that. Um, but yeah, I was very mad, so I basically told him, "Hey, you better give me my item back, or you better give me my money." Um, but it was not a fun month. Like the other guy, there was a bunch of stuff going on. Like I basically I sent out my Venus first before this even made its way out to anywhere. And the other guy, I'm not gonna go over their name. I don't even remember them anyway, but they were just a big dick about it. They were pretty pissed off, like at both of us for like literally. I don't know why they were getting mad at me because literally none of this was my fault. It was all on Fox, but no, he kept getting upset at me, for no reason, and so I'm like, you know what? Fuck this guy. Like honestly, he can go screw off, as well as Fox. But yeah, it took an entire month for this to show up at their place, for them to ship it out, then go to Fox, and then to me. And the worst part of it all, I had to pay for everything, except for the other guy's shipping. But no, he made me pay for the shipping to get once it arrived back at their house, I then had to pay them to have this get shipped to my house again. Yeah, it was not fun. It was terrible. And the worst part of it all, he didn't even send the original box to this thing. He just kept it in his basement and then just threw it away randomly one day. So honestly, Corey Fox, at this point, don't go supporting him anymore. He's just idiot. He is a complete idiot, and he doesn't deserve any support at all. He's just terrible, honestly. But but luckily, eventually, I did get it in the end. But yeah, it was still idiotic, and it was terrible. So yeah, never do business with him ever again after what happened with that. Um, yeah, I know, Jordan. I'm not getting my paper out because it's way too big. I'm just using that as better contrast because yeah, obviously black on black is just gonna look terrible. But so yeah, yeah, that was not a fun time. But yeah, and then just randomly after I got mine, they started becoming like Holy Grail to just plain very rare. Like lots and lots of them have been showing up way more now. Some of them for ridiculous prices like 500, but some of them for okay. Like I think Nathan got his for like 50 for some reason. Well, actually, I mean, I'm not saying that's bad. I mean, that's better than 500, but yeah, that's just I don't know. Like it's just weird that until after I got mine, it was just plain rare, and then after I got it, it just became like you could find it somewhat easily. Um, but yeah, that's definitely a weird one. Definitely a very weird story, but definitely a cool Kinetic. I am at least glad that I have it though. Um, but yeah, so that's gonna cover for the Kinetics. I think we might do two more things honestly, and then I might just call it a day. We'll do another stream later eventually. Um, so let's see, what two final items should I review that I haven't already reviewed? Um, you know what? Well, I'm gonna have to move this anyway. I'm gonna take this off anyway because I don't need that anymore. Um, so let me go ahead and put these up real quick. And yeah, we're back to a black void now because yeah. All right, that's back. All right, I think I know the last two things we'll do. The last two toys we'll do. So this next one, I'm gonna have to raise the camera more because this thing is giant. This thing is gonna be very giant. And I need to remove this hook from my wind spinner. I was filming an ornament. I don't need this up anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and move it. All right, so last two items. We're gonna do something very giant that Cameron actually name dropped it yesterday, I think, about not reviewing it yet. Might as well go ahead and do it now, because I don't know when else I'll show it. So, second to last thing, I'm going to try to carefully pick this up, because I've kind of damaged it before a little bit. But, yeah. Alright, so, second to last thing we're going to review today, you probably saw also in the new Mozart trailer. Our second to last thing today is going to be none other than the Authentic Models hot air balloon. This is the Royal Arrow, which is like very ridiculously sized. Like I was not expecting it to be this giant. I thought it was going to be like slightly smaller, but yeah. So I got this on eBay. I just did the blue one because honestly that was like the cheapest one I could find of this color and this size. Um, the asking retail price for this size in general is like 125, and I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like paying that much for just a specific color, so you know what? I'll just take blue. So you know what? It's something different, so why not? And I mean, to be fair, this thing was also used in the Animals Around Me toy chest for some reason. Like the photo used was this thing. But yeah, it is giant. Like there's the size of my hand. It's basically like the size of a beach ball. It's giant. It's crazy. Um, but yeah, I do like the design of it though. It is really cool with like the little netting around it and then the basket. Um, Also, if it was out of frame, then I apologize because I can't see anything. But yeah, there's a little basket. We have these little sandbags, which I Today they only show up on the Royal Arrow in the big size one. I think in the past they may have had them on the smaller ones too, like the floating the skies, but for some reason they stopped adding those now. I don't know why. But yeah, this thing, even though it's kind of big, there's still not much you could probably fit in. There is bubble wrap and string in there. The bubble wrap was to try to set the figure I did before in there. Um, but yeah, there's not much you could really fit in there, honestly. This thing is still very small, but it is cool. And also there's this flag as well. I'm not sure what that is, but or I don't know what country it is. If any of you know, please let me know. But yeah, this thing is very, very big. Honestly, like this thing is crazy how ridiculously sized this is. Honestly, I probably should have looked at the measurements before I bought it, but you know what? I'd say it's still cool though. Um, so yeah, even though I kind of don't use it as much, I'd say it's still a cool one. Um, all right, I think we'll end things off with one more toy. This was just kind of an accident decision, but you know what? I think this might be a good one. So let's finish things off with the other toy that I got with the Tri-Illusion. So finally, the last one we'll do actually doesn't even have batteries in it. Hold on, I gotta put batteries inside of it. I literally forgot about that. Actually, I don't even have any with me. Um, hold on. Let me go get some batteries real quick. I'll be right back, guys. All right, we got batteries in it now, so we good. So, to finish off the stream, we'll end this off with the one and only Mini Rocket Tornado Lamp. This was a last minute decision, but you know what? Why not make a good finale? Let's do this last. So this is the other thing that came with the Tri-Illusion. Luckily, this actually did come right, although I did have to fiddle around with it a bit when I first started because the propeller wasn't working. But I eventually got it working when I literally just slammed it down because that's how you reconnect the motor. But yeah, so this one is a very cool one. Obviously, it's just a smaller version of the tornado lamp, and it's in the shape of the rocket. And obviously, as you can tell, it is in fact the one of the two exact ones that were used in the video. It's the Tomorrowland one, which is shown in the one scene with the kid playing with it. Um, and we know that this is it because obviously the colors in the B color match. But also, at one point when they show it like this, you can very briefly see that little globe icon of the Tomorrowland logo in the video. You can briefly see it, so that just shows that this is it. And considering it was a Disney video, it only makes sense that they would use that. The other one, I think, is still technically unfound, though, the blue one. But yeah, so yeah, it is Lion Company. It has a lion sticker right there, but it also says Ken Art as well. Um, to open the batteries, you just twist this, and then they just pop out like that. There's 3 double A's right there. Um, yes, it has Disneyland printed. It's right there. And Tomorrowland, which is like a section of the park. Um, but yeah, so you just put 3 double A's in, and then you just flip the switch. I know Mr. Tens for some reason. This is like a separate piece, and that you can like pop that off. I don't know why, but yeah. Without further ado, let's go ahead and just turn it on. So, in 3, 2, 1. As you can see, there goes the motor, and we also have the lights, which luckily do work. I know Mr. Tens doesn't for some reason, but yeah, this is very cool. I wish there was a little bit more water in there because I think when I first had it, it was like right here, but then it's gone down slightly now. But I mean, it still works, so I'd say it's fine, honestly, probably. But yeah, it's very cool. And yeah, all three lights do work, luckily. So there's that angle right there. There is one currently on, but it's like way too much. And I think it was, well, actually, there's a regular one that's not Disneyland branded. It was listed as not working for parts. Maybe I might go for that, but probably by now it's probably already sold. But there is another one on here, or there is another one on eBay that actually is of this, but it's like 150. Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna buy another one unless it was like the other Galileo one, which is like the blue on the outside, but the same bead color on the inside. And it's obviously not Disneyland branded. Um, but yeah, it is very cool though. It is very creative. Um, it's definitely a nice one. Um, I know who else has this besides Mr. Ten and me and Nathan. I think Jared Hamilton, and I'm pretty sure that's it. Just four people have this, and then five people have the non-Disneyland one, which is kind of weird. But yeah, it is cool. And of course, obviously, even though it's not going to be the best angle, obviously you can do, I mean, I don't know if I can rotate my camera, but obviously if you were to have a big background like I do, you can leave the lights on, and obviously you can do the Galileo where you literally just do this, except it'd be the other way. Just like that. Just like they did in the video, manually move the camera. But yeah. It is a cool one. Definitely very cool. And yeah, we'll go ahead and turn it off. Cue the sound ideas, thunderstorms. Okay, no, don't actually do that. That's a very terrible joke. But yeah, I think that's kind of gonna be it. I think that's all I'm gonna show for today. I still have a bunch more stuff that I haven't shown yet. Maybe sometime soon we'll do another one. But yeah, I think that's kind of gonna cover it for now. This was also kind of just a kind of a test to make sure, like, see how live streams work. Obviously, since this is still my first time, I still have a lot more to learn, but we'll get there eventually. Maybe my next one, I'll just do StreamYard instead of on my phone, but we'll see what happens. I'll see what other things I can also do for just normal, like 10-minute reviews if I don't do another stream or don't show them in another stream. Um, but yeah, I think that's gonna basically cover it all for now. I hope you guys enjoyed like this little take on something different. I think that even though I have a lot to learn, this could be more efficient with showing a lot more stuff than in a typical video. Um, and I think that's basically gonna cover it all. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Be sure if you haven't already to go subscribe. I'm doing my best to make sure we get to 1K before April. Currently we're still just 20 away. So yeah, if you're not already subscribed, be sure to go do that. And if you did enjoy this, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any suggestions for anything else that you want me to review, feel free to leave them in the comments of either the stream once it ends or on any of my other videos. And I think with all that said, that is going to cover it. So I will see you all next time, or when Cameron does a stream later. So until then, peace, mates.